My poem is called Bright Bonds of a Blazing Dancer. She stands in the center of the room like the sun, eyes magnetized to her face like gravity. She smiles, wide-eyed, trying to take in as much as she can, as if everything is new and scary and wonderful all at the same time. She's young, less than 2 years old, surrounded by those who love her most, her family. Even when we don't get along, the friction that feels like the snap of a finger can set the room ablaze. Even then, we are here to protect her until she's ready to fly. Is that how Mary felt as she watched Jesus grow into the king that was destined for sky and everything else that was created through his word? When the word created the world, did he know he would soon suffer for it? Did he know that his pain would amount to the entire world's sin? And even then, he would only think of his newfound child crucified beside him before he even needed drink. He thought of his mother. I wonder, when he looked at that woman, what did he remember? Did his mind unravel to the time when she carried him in her bewildered, humbled, and honored arms? Did she know what she would have to go through? Did she know that he would cling to her as hard as he could, or that he'd venture out, knowing that this land was made by him? Did he love this land? While still an infant hand stretched out to the sky, a calling for his father to come down and join him in the beauty they had created. Did she sit there and watch him dance with his father and applaud, but notice that the specks of dust flung from my king's feet looked too much like gold, too beautiful to just fall to the floor when he smiled at her? When he smiled at her, did she lose herself for just a moment? The way I get lost staring at my niece, get the strongest feeling to hold her and do nothing else. Let the sun tiptoe its way across the sky so as not to disturb us until the moon has hushed the land, as Mary watched Jesus sleep. Did it look like the moonlight was seeping from his skin when he woke? Did he shine like the sun he created eons before, or was it brighter? As if the heat of his existence burned the sand beneath his feet into a sea of glass, just like the one his father created before him. Did it emanate from him like a spectacular glow when he spoke? Could she hear the authority in his voice? Did it sound like he who let existence fall from his lips like light breath when he died? Did knowing that it had to happen let Mary cry less? Or did knowing that he did it for us ricochet in her belly until John had thought that the floods from Noah's time had found themselves in her eyes? Did John weep with her too, looking at their God, with his eyes weary, face tired, hands rough from life as a common man, as a tortured but merciful God, and the greatest son that has ever lived? Can they see the holy that flowed from his blood like living waters? A testament to the family he made, to us, so that we may hold each other like Mary held Jesus, or how Jesus held us. Family is the bond that we should have with each other, like the bond we should have with God, so we can never be Cain or Abel. Stand together instead and watch Jesus be the center of our lives, eyes magnetized to his glory like gravity, like he's the sun. The glue that keeps us connected with that. Who am I not to love my sisters, my brothers, my mother, my father? Who am I to break those bonds? How could I even try?